Hello, everybody, and today I'm here to review Joker, Flossa Dix. Sorry if I said the name wrong, but we're reviewing Joker 2, even though this came out early October, and this movie is not well liked, and this is what was the only theatrically released DC movie that came out, since, we're slowly waiting for James Gunn's DCU. And I might as well give my thoughts on this movie, because this movie is controversial. Because I originally thought I was going to really like it, even though this movie did not feel necessary at all. It kind of just came out because Joker 1 did really well. But they honestly should have just concluded it after the first movie. But I guess they wanted to keep going. But I guess they wanted to find a way to have Harley Quinn in this movie. But the way they did it could have been well more executed. But, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix is back as the Joker. But I might as well give my thoughts on the first movie. I actually really liked the first movie. I thought it was a really good movie based on, how society is and how we treat people and what it can drive someone to do. I think it had a lot of interesting messages behind it, but yeah. After that, they decided to make this a musical. Once they announced this was going to be a musical, I was like, oh no. I had not a good feeling about this movie. But I saw this with my friend and his girlfriend, and we were the only ones at the theater, which is even sadder. But the movie does open with an animated segment where we see Arthur Fleck as the Joker. And it kind of just recaps what happened in the first movie. We see a cartoonish version of Murray Franklin and how Joker killed him in that last movie. And now this movie is basically just about Arthur and everything he's done in the last movie and having to face consequences for it, but also going through the musical transitions. But it mainly is him at Arkham Asylum, and he does see Harley Quinn's Lady Gaga. I might as well talk about Lady Gaga in this movie. Like I said earlier, she had potential to be a good Harley Quinn. I kind of see it. But she is not given much to do in this movie. I mean, she's a good singer. She's probably the only good singer in this movie, because the songs here are not really that good in my opinion. The characters just start randomly singing at each moment. It just doesn't feel like, why is it there? It honestly could have just been a Joker movie where Joker and Harley Quinn meet and then they try to cause as much chaos as they can throughout Gotham. But instead, they made this a courtroom drama. And mainly, Harley Quinn is there to just give support for Joker. But they do try to escape by causing a fire, and then we get this dance sequence or whatever when they try to escape Arkham Asylum, but it just doesn't really go well as Joker's just thrown into the hole. But as this movie goes on, when we do get to the court scenes, Joker mainly has a lawyer, but he ends up randomly kissing her, he's randomly being flirtatious for some reason, and Arthur gets various interviews. The beginning of this movie is decent, but it just, as this goes on, once we get to the courtroom stuff, the movie just becomes super boring. We even get Harvey Dent, and I was actually excited to see Harvey Dent, Two-Face in this universe, but once again, Harvey Dent is wasted in this movie. He honestly could have just been any other attorney in this movie. He's a prosecutor for the Joker, but he doesn't do much. He does flip the coin, but that's about it. He gets some courtroom scenes, but we mainly see characters from the last Joker movie. We see the Sophie, I think her name is, the Joker's love interest from the last movie. She was suggested to just be all in his head, but apparently that it's revealed that she was just in his head. Apparently the only time she saw him was when he snuck into her house, her apartment, And she said this in the court scene, and we even see I think the little guy, his name is Mitch, I'm pretty sure. We see that guy return, and he gives his take on Arthur. But the main thing that happens in this movie is a giant explosion randomly happens, and I thought the movie was going to get more intense, but no, we see like a Joker knockoff, another guy dressed like the Joker, and he ends up helping Arthur sneak out, and they like run around the city for a bit until Arthur does meet up with Harley Quinn, and he tells her that like, oh, I'm not really the Joker, I'm just Arthur Fleck, and this disappoints Harley, and then she decides to just leave him. And we even in the fantasy sequence, we see Harley shoot the Joker as like a betrayal, a backstabber. That's basically what happens, sort of, I guess. But Arthur is basically, the movie just ends with Arthur back where he started in the opening sequence. But probably the only scene that I remember is one of the prison guards who randomly decides to pull Arthur after Arthur gets apparently told by the prison guards that he has a call. We don't know who that person was back there who's going to call Arthur. But the random prison guard tells him a joke about a clown in a bar, and he just says, how about I give you what you effing deserve? And he stabs Arthur to death, and then Arthur just dies, and I'm pretty sure he was even singing when he got shot, like stabbed, or before, even in the asylum. But yeah, the movie ends, and that's Joker 2. It was definitely a disappointing movie. It kind of ruins the experience for the first movie, because that first movie was so good. Like, it was an interesting, weird take of the Joker, but then it all kind of just makes it pointless. Like this movie could this movie have been potential to be good? Probably not. And do I think they'll do a Joker 3? No. Please, no. I hope in James Gunn's DCU they have a good Joker. I don't know who's going to play him. It could be Bill Skarsgård, David Howard Thorne. It could be anybody. But Joaquin Phoenix, I dig him as the Joker, but like his singing voice in this movie, it's not good in my opinion. But Lady Gaga, like I said, could have had potential, and this movie could have been a lot more intense. But no, it was just a courtroom drama in a musical that just did not really feel anything. But I know my friend the Hedgehog Nerd kind of has a soft spot for this movie. But I don't know. Are you a fan of Joker 2? I certainly wasn't. I'd probably give this movie probably a 5 out of 10. It was probably my most disappointed movie of this year, for sure. The other movies, I'm just like, whatever. But this one just really did not work for me. So the next review I'm doing is Imaginary. I can't wait to talk about that movie, even though there's probably not much to talk about that movie either, but it's certainly better than Joker 2. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.